Hello and welcome. You're watching WION World is One. My name is Hemkor Soroya. Thank you so much for staying with us. Here's what we've lined up for you on Speed News today. US President Donald Trump doubled down on his idea of placing a rebuilt Gaza under the United States authority and pressed Jordan's King Abdullah to take in Palestinians who would be permanently displaced. This is the two leaders met at the Oval Office. King Abdullah of Jordan tells Donald Trump that Egypt is working on a plan to respond to the US President's Gaza takeover proposal, saying Arab nations would discuss it at talks in Riyadh. Egyptian Foreign Ministry has said that the country's plans to present a comprehensive vision for reconstruction of the Gaza Strip that ensures Palestinians remain on their land. American school teacher Magh was released from Russian prison after 3.5 years, got a huge welcome from President Donald Trump after landing in the United States. He was accompanied by Steve Witkoff, President Trump's West Asia envoy, who made an unannounced stop in Moscow to secure his release. Fogel, who had been detained in Russia since August 2021 and was serving a 14-year sentence, came as Trump seeks to improve relations with Moscow as part of an effort to secure an end to the war in Ukraine. Trump said Fogel's release could be a big, important part of ending the war in Ukraine. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with US Vice President J.D. Vance on the sidelines of the Artificial Intelligence Action Summit in Paris. This meeting marked a significant moment in India-US relations, with Prime Minister Modi set to travel to the United States to meet President Donald Trump. Taking to social media platform X, Prime Minister Modi expressed his optimism about the upcoming visit, stating that it will further cement India-US friendship and boost ties in diverse sectors. He also recalled his positive experience working with President Trump during his first term. Now, a Russian missile strike on the Ukrainian capital Kyiv killed at least one person, the city's mayor said after authorities issued a ballistic alert. Taking to Telegram, the mayor added that at least 3 others have been wounded. According to Ukraine State Emergency Services, the attack caused damage and fires in at least 4 districts of the capital. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has hailed the parliament for passing a law that allows the state nuclear power operator to buy 2 Soviet-designed nuclear reactors from Bulgaria for Ukraine's power plant. Zelensky said that this was a major step in ensuring energy security for the country. Ukraine had planned last June to ink a deal to purchase 2 nuclear reactor bodies from Bulgaria to compensate for the loss of the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which has 6 reactors. But it was prevented by the absence of a law to allow the purchase. Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto welcomed his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan in West Java. The visit marked a significant moment in the strengthening of economic and defense ties between the 2 Muslim-majority nations amidst the current global geopolitical tensions. Japan's government has reportedly asked the United States to be exempt from President Donald Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum exports. The request was made through the Japanese embassy in the United States on Wednesday. The move comes as Trump signed executive orders to impose 25% tariffs on imports of steel and aluminum starting the 12th of March, triggering angry reactions internationally. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is spewing lava again in a new eruption. One of the world's most active volcanoes, Kilauea has been erupting on and off for nearly 2 months since it burst to life on the 23rd of December. The eruption has been taking place at the volcano's summit crater inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. According to reports, no residential areas have been threatened by the lava flow. Colombo, Sri Lanka's vibrant capital, was transformed into a kaleidoscope of color and sound on Tuesday as the annual festival took place. The two-day Buddhist celebrations showcased a vibrant display of decorated elephants, traditional dance performances, and musical renditions. As Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, and Christians gathered to showcase their unique traditions, the festival promoted unity, harmony, and cross-cultural understanding. Millions gather at Triveni Sangam in India's Prayagraj city for a holy dip on Magh Purnima during Magh 2025. The sacred bathing ritual began in the morning with tight security and traffic arrangements being made in the area. A powerful snowstorm swept through the mid-Atlantic states in the United States, causing widespread disruptions and hazardous travel conditions. The storm brought heavy snowfall, ice and freezing rain to parts of Virginia, West Virginia and Kentucky, prompting officials to declare a state of emergency. Multiple crashes temporarily shut down several major highways in southern West Virginia. The Department of Transportation advised the public to stay off the roads and deployed workers to assist with power outages and tree damage. Playgrounds are coming alive again in Brazil as a nationwide ban on cell phones in schools takes effect. President Lula da Silva recently signed the legislation prohibiting the use of mobile devices in classrooms and during break times for students across the country. Early reports suggest the ban is already having a positive impact. In Rio de Janeiro, children are spending more time playing outside, with teachers also noticing an improvement in students' focus. This move comes as growing concerns have emerged about the negative impact of excessive smartphone use on children's development and learning. The ban aims to create a more conducive learning environment and encourage healthier social interactions among students. And according to a 2024 survey by Opinion Box, a digital research company, most Brazilian children got their first cell phone at the age of 10. While children under the age of 3 were spending almost an hour and a half a day on smartphones, and this rose to almost 4 hours for those between 13 and 16 years of age. Europol has seized 27 servers and arrested 4 Russian nationals suspected of deploying a variant of Phobos ransomware. Europol said that the international cooperation between 14 law enforcement agencies led to the arrest of these 4 individuals. This poses a significant threat to small and medium-sized businesses, many of whom lack the necessary cybersecurity measures to effectively defend against such attacks. The crackdown follows a series of important arrests targeting Phobos ransomware. A key Phobos affiliate was arrested in Italy in 2023. Meanwhile, in 2024, an administrator was arrested in South Korea, who was later extradited to the United States. Chinese car maker BYD's entry into the South Korean market has led to concerns over potential data leak to China. The country's industry observers warn that BYD's connected car features such as over-the-air software updates and navigation features could potentially allow for the transfer of sensitive driver data to China. Meanwhile, BYD has assured its South Korean customers that the data collected in the country is managed locally and not shared with its parent company in China, adding that the automaker is committed to complying with South Korea's Personal Information Protection Act. China's AI-driven stock rally draws support from Wall Street strategists who say the newfound tech prowess will help extend a bull run. Strategists from Morgan Stanley, and JP Morgan and UBS expect stock gains spurred by DeepSeek's AI model to continue. The global shock and awe over the Chinese startup has triggered a fundamental rethink over the market's attractiveness, and this challenges previous assumptions that the nation is lagging behind in cutting-edge technologies. The MSCI China Index has risen about 15% from a January low, outperforming its Asian peers this year. A gauge of Chinese tech shares listed in Hong Kong entered a bull market last week. Oil prices fall on Wednesday as industry reports showed an increase in US crude stockpiles. Tariff worries continue to weigh on sentiment, paring back 3 days of gains driven by increasing West Asia tensions and intensifying sanctions. Crude oil stockpiles in the United States, the world's biggest oil producer and consumer, rose by 9.4 million barrels in the week ending the 7th of February. Meanwhile, the EIA increased its estimate for US crude production while leaving its demand forecast unchanged. It now expects US crude oil output to average 13.59 million barrels per day in 2025. Prices also slipped on concerns that multiple US tariffs being enacted or threatened could limit global economic growth and energy demand. Global electric and plug-in hybrid vehicle sales rose 18% year-on-year in January. This comes as growth in Europe and the United States outpaced China for the first time since last February. The European car market started the year on a strong footing as CO2 emissions targets came into effect in the European Union, while holidays during the Chinese New Year led to a 43% month-on-month drop in the country's sales. China extended its auto trade-in subsidies into 2025 as part of an expanded consumer trade-in scheme in January to avert a slowdown in EV sales while reviving economic growth. Coming to Europe, France saw a 52% drop in sales due to the introduction of a weight tax. Meanwhile, in the United States and Canada, EV sales rose over 20% in January. Sales rose by 50% in the rest of the world. The red carpet was rolled out in Berlin for the 75th edition of the Berlin Film Festival. Workers wheeled out long rolls of red carpet and laid it down outside the Berlinale. This year's film festival will be headed by the new director Trisha Tuttle. Iconic movies such as Run Lola Run, The Light will open the event. The honorary Golden Bear of the 2025 Berlinale will be awarded to Scottish actor Tilda Swinton. The Berlin Film Festival will run from the 13th of February to the 23rd.